Southern California, welcome to the Dino and Nelson Show. Saturdays from noon to 1, right here on Money Radio, K-Talk AM 1150. Do you own a home or have plans to in the future? You'll get all the information you need to know about what's happening in the local real estate market and how to take advantage of that knowledge. How to approach home ownership or mortgage financing with design, vision, and focus, as well as accurate information. Whether you're buying, selling, or investing, listen to Real Estate Radio with Dino and Nelson Sunday afternoons at 1 p.m. right here on Money Radio, KTLK, AM 1150.
Welcome to the Dino and Nelson Show. This is Nelson, and I've got my good friend Dino right next to me. Dino, how you doing?
Best buddy, huh?
Best buddy.
Best buddy.
I'm just being all sugary to you.
You must need money again.
I'm going to be sugary nice to you. We're here from noon to 1 on Saturdays, and then this weekend we have a second show that's going, Dino, from 1 to 2 tomorrow afternoon, so it's going to be a good show.
So as we do every weekend, we're reaching out to you as you're driving the Southland, looking at the neighborhoods and working with your agents and trying to find your next home.
And this is really important because when you are looking at properties right now, there's so much opinion out there and so much direction, and sometimes false direction from the agent community and from the lending community. And the purpose of this show is to make it clear, to figure out which direction to go, to understand the decisions that we've got to make when you're looking at buying a home or selling a home or refinancing a home, whatever the case may be.
Well, and that's true. There is a lot of opinion, some good, some bad, but at the end of the day, knowledge from true professionals, and what we provide here. We basically have our panel that we're constantly tapping into and getting expert advice.
Right, and you're not the expert or true professional, are you?
That's why we're leading out. We're reaching out to the experts.
There you go. Let's go to our street noise segment. This segment is brought to you by Title 365. And as we've announced before, they've just been a leader in the marketplace, a visionary, if you will, that is bringing live updates to the marketplace. So when you're in a real estate transaction, you can find out exactly what's going on, whether it's with escrow or title or the lending community. And you don't have to go through all the layers of phone calls just to figure out, when am I closing?
And this is actually important because in today's society, apparently when you try calling people, you can't get a hold of them anymore.
Everybody hides behind their email.
Yeah, and people don't pick up the phone anymore. So being able to log on and see exactly what's going on all the time is important.
Let's check in with Brian Liberto down in Newport Beach. Let's get a read on what's happening along the coast. Brian, you with us?
Hey, guys. How we doing?
We're rocking. We're rocking.
Excellent, sir. How are you?
I am great. Great to hear you guys' voices again.
So you got your ear to the rail. What's happening out there?
Things are moving quickly. I can tell you right now we have a great opportunity for anyone looking for investment down at the beach. I have a lot of clients doing vacation rentals, and the rate of return is very high. For anyone looking for something besides the stock market, take a good look at vacation rentals and buying homes down in Newport Beach right now.
Yeah, that's what you said last time when we were interviewing you. I really like that strategy because it's not just buying a home anywhere. It's actually being very specific about locations like Newport Beach where people do spend a lot of money on a weekly basis renting the house just for a week at a time.
Correct. You can get sometimes up to $2,000, $3,000, even up to $5,000, $6,000 a week because you have families, instead of renting a hotel or renting in a resort, they'll take a vacation rental for 3 weeks for the family. It's more comfortable, it's cheaper, it's more efficient, and it's a great deal for the investor and also for the family itself.
Brian, is it hard to keep occupancy up when you're in a vacation rental? Some people like the rental income just being set. I'm in a 1-year lease, 18-month lease, 2-year lease, don't have to think about it. What's your opinion?
I'm actually surprised about this. I have a client of mine, Jason, and his partner. They have about a 70% occupancy rate on vacation rentals based upon because their vacation rentals are so nice and all on location. They're all in second and third block by the beach. With the 70% occupancy rate, I can tell you the rate of return is very high.
Great news. If you're looking into rentals, let's explore this a little bit deeper with Brian Liberto down in Newport Beach. If you want to contact any of our experts, you can reach us at 888-814-3335. Or if you want to text while you drive along, no, I can't say that. Don't text while you drive. But when you get a chance, text the word refi to 313131, and we'll be able to get in contact with you. Let's jump over to Marion Fairbanks with Coldwell Banker Previews over in Pasadena. Is it still just hotter than hot out there, Marion?
It is hotter than hot, both the temperature and the real estate market.
It's been roasting. So tell us about what you're looking at right now and the kind of advice that you're giving to homeowners and home buyers out there.
Well, I've got to tell you, as far as homeowners are concerned, I think it's very important that they obviously treat this as a business transaction. Taking out the emotion out of the transaction often helps very much. And by that I mean, look, you're going to sell your house. So you're going to know that the buyer's going to have a physical inspection. I do a lot of corporate resales, and by that I mean that the corporation wants to know what's going on with the house. So you as the seller, if you're the seller, can go ahead and have a physical inspection on the property. Know what you're up against. Know if this is going to be needed if you have an air conditioner that's about to fail. Know what you're dealing with, so when you get to the negotiation point, you're going to be able to have something to come back to the buyer and say, hey, look, my house is in great shape, versus, hey, I don't know what's going on. And that goes along the line. You can have a termite report done pre coming on the market, chimney inspection, all the kinds of things a corporation would do when they sold a property.
And you can do this due diligence before you enter into negotiations on the property?
Absolutely. I think it gives the seller a lot of strength when the seller can come back to the buyer and say, hey, my house is in great shape. Here's the report. You're welcome to have your own, but I have a licensed professional that has taken the time to do his due diligence on the property.
Finding out where all the bodies are buried if you're buying one of Dino's homes, that makes perfect sense.
Exactly. And then there's another thing that you can do, and I'm a big advocate, as you know, of the home warranty protection plans. You can also have, and of course, check with your realtor regarding the home warranty, but you can have a home warranty protection plan purchased when you come on the market. And it runs $1.50 a day until the property actually enters into contract. But, when the buyer comes through the inspection, there's a lot of things that would be covered that you as the seller don't even know that's broken.
To talk a little more about that, a prime example, my air conditioner just broke during the middle of the heat wave, and the home warranty company, for a very small fee, you pay a one-time little fee, I think it was like $85 or something, and they call out the air conditioning guy. He came over, fixed it, no cost at all.
I can see you in your living room in the Lazy Boy, the cutoffs, just sweltering heat, sweating, Dino.
I had to tell my wife I was extra busy at work so I could stay in the air-conditioned room.
Nice.
Well, Marion, thank you so much. Appreciate your advice.
Let's jump over to Newport Beach. We've got Marcel Ford from Old Newport Realty. Marcel, are you with us?
Yes, I am, Nelson. Good morning, guys.
How's it going, Marcel?
Life is good, as I always say.
Have you taken your walk on the beach yet?
No, I busted up my ankle, so I'm down and out for a couple of weeks. But I'll lose my weight tomorrow some other way.
This is where your wife suggests that she's going to euthanize you? So tell us, what's going on in your marketplace?
It's interesting, you guys. I'm glad you asked. I'll kind of give you the rundown on the coastal cities here and then bleed it into the more inland cities. Newport Beach and Newport Coast are really actually quite flat. If you compare this year's values to last year's values, there's not much of an increase. Corona del Mar and Laguna Beach are both up about 20%.
20%?
At 20%. Laguna Beach 18, Corona del Mar up 20. Same prices compared this year to last year. Dana Point is up 31% because it's a little bit more of a value, so there's more buyers for those properties, as well as San Clemente's up.
And what's happening inland?
Inland is the same effect as Dana Point and San Clemente. It's a lot more affordable homes, a lot more availability. The inventory is shrinking because there's a lot more buyers coming out. A lot of people are getting investment loans and gobbling up everything they have. A lot of multi-offers on anything under $500,000 inland of the coast, obviously.
Hey, Marcel, on the coastal area, are you finding a lot of people are starting to buy second homes now, or is it still all predominantly primary residence?
You know what? It's a good question, Dino. The Corona del Mar market probably is primarily investment properties / second homes because there's a lot of duplexes in Corona del Mar. About 30 to 40% of all the homes are duplexes. So there's a lot of investment dollars coming into Corona del Mar because the rental market's so strong. Properties only stay on the market for about 3 to 5 days before they find a qualified renter.
Marcel, thank you so much, buddy. We got to get going.
Thank you, guys. Have a good week.
Take care.
It's interesting, Dino, because the vacation rentals and just the investment opportunities that are along the coastal community, there's a ton of opportunity out there, and those investments, they're cash flowing. We're going to get into this a little bit more when we get to our first guest, who's specifically creating investment opportunity in the real estate sector, but doing so with trust deeds and whatnot. But it just seems like it's a hot market.
It really is. And I'm looking forward to speaking to Jim Perry from Alliance Portfolio. I think we're all going to learn a little extra, something that we don't really hear too often.
It's exactly it. All right. This segment was brought to you by Title 365. Their vision and communication brings you real estate finance or purchase transactions live status to your home, to your computer, iPad, iPhone. It's a great platform. If you want more information, give us a call, 949-888-814-3335, or text the word REFI to 313131. We'll be right back. Are you frustrated with what sounds like all mortgage radio? Record low rates, rates may not be here for long, the biggest brain freeze in the history of mankind, call cash cow now, blah, blah, blah. Call First Centennial Mortgage and speak to Dino and Nelson direct. Guess what? We answer the phone. Market-leading rates that are guaranteed and our close-on-time guarantee. This week's rates plunged again. Our 30-year fixed rates are priced in the mid-threes for conforming loan amounts up to $625,000, and in the remarkable category of jumbo financing, up to $2 million, rates below 4%. Truly exceptional opportunities, guaranteed.
Market leading rates brought to you by Dino and Nelson from First Centennial Mortgage. They're not a call center. Call today and deal with Dino or Nelson direct at 888-814-3335. 888-814-3335. First Centennial Mortgage. Market leading rates, guaranteed. Call 888-814-3335 or text the word REFI to 313131. First Centennial Mortgage. NMLS number 132763. All rates subject to change without notice.
Shopping for property insurance. What better describes summer fun, right? It can be tedious getting one quote at a time. Never quite sure of the differences between each quote. Unlike agencies that represent one carrier and can only provide one quote, Insurance Incorporated has appointments with the majors, the nation's leading insurance carriers, giving you the power of choice. Insurance Incorporated agents will take the time to explain the coverage, options, and discounts available, saving you both time and money. With so many carriers to choose from, they can handle the tougher risks that other carriers can't. Call 877-898-9333 for free quotes. Remember, one of three things will happen by making this call. Insurance Inc. can save you up to 40% on your insurance, or your current agent is forced to work harder for you, or you validate the rates you currently pay are competitive. Either way, you win. Call Dino and Nelson's trusted friends at Insurance Inc. at 877-898-9333. That's 877-898-9333, or log on to insuranceinc.com.
License number 0235301. Are you looking to diversify your investment portfolio? Did you know that trust deeds have provided a better return on investment over the last 5 years compared to any other investment? Alliance Portfolio offers options to invest in trust deeds or mortgage pools. Alliance lends on high-end coastal properties in Southern California with 60% loan to value. Alliance can assure you a very dependable investment opportunity and bring you a wealth of knowledge to make the best decisions when it comes to hard money lending. Investors, when Alliance Portfolio's job is done, your job is easy. Sit back and capitalize. Call 800-363-1456. That's 800-363-1456. Make certain to mention the Dino and Nelson Show when you call. 800-363-1456. or AlliancePortfolio.com.
Alliance Portfolio is a licensed real estate broker. CADRE 018688859. Broker license ID NMLS number 324460.
Ever been frustrated during a real estate transaction? Wondering just when you'll receive that phone call or status about your title insurance or escrow? With Title 365, consumers like you gain unprecedented access to the status of their title insurance and escrow transactions in real time. Title 365 was created with all the benefits you'd expect, so it's never been easier to download your documents, see what's outstanding, post a question, or connect with all parties online. Ask your realtor, lender, or escrow officer about Title 365 today, or visit Title365.com.
Talk about everything that you care about, because one topic makes for a boring conversation. K-Talk AM 1150, the voice of reason.
What else is new?
KTLK listeners, welcome back. This is the Dino and Nelson Show. We've got a really fascinating segment as we're going to move into real estate investments, but coming at it from a different category altogether. We've got Jim Perry from Alliance Portfolio and Gabriella Gillis. Gabriella, correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Gabriella Gillis from Alliance Portfolio, and they're specialists in creating investment opportunities for people to come into the market, either into mortgage pools or trust deeds, and get a chance to participate, but without having that huge capital requirement if you're out buying real estate. So we're going to find out a little bit more about that. This segment, Dino, is brought to you by Insurance Incorporated. They provide a full line of auto, business, commercial, home insurance. Bottom line, they cut up to about 40% of premium costs off your insurance. So if you want more information, contact us. You can reach us direct at 888-814-3335, or you can text the word refi to 313131. That's 888-814-3335, or text the word refi to 313131. Jim, Gabriella, welcome to the show. How are you?
Great. Thanks for having us.
So you guys have been down in Orange County, and you've been in this market. So many people, I think, rushed into private lending and private equity, or what used to be known as hard money, years ago. But you've been doing this particular specialty since 1996. Give us a little background on your company.
Well, I've been doing private money trust deed investing since 1990, and
okay.
Founded Alliance Portfolio in 1996. And so what we do is we originate private money loans secured by real estate primarily in Orange County and coastal Los Angeles and San Diego counties. On all different types of properties, primarily residential, non-owner occupied, and apartment types of properties. And what we do is we lend private money, so it's real live investor capital that is lent against these properties, just as a bank would loan on the types of loans that you guys do. The difference is that we raise private money, and we lend up to 60-65% loan to value. So what we do is we provide financing for borrowers who cannot get regular institutional financing, as well as we provide investment opportunities for investors who are seeking a better yield than they're getting with alternative investments that is secured by real estate.
You're on the residential side, but it's predominantly coastal properties, correct?
Yeah, we like to stay close to home. We're in Orange County, and we like coastal properties and other demographics that are like that. We like the areas that are the first to go up and the last to go down.
And, Jim, that it's funny because when people think of your business, they think of, I need a loan, I can call Jim. I can call Alliance Portfolio. But really, there's two aspects of your business. One is the people that need the loan. And then, of course, you can't lend money without money. So you need the people that have money. And it's an investment tool that I just love. And it's something like we talked about in the car that really it's something the wealthy typically only have done and only know about. And you've figured out a way to bring it to mainstream and let people get in that don't quite have as much money.
Yeah, we've always offered individual whole trust deed investments, which are generally over $100,000 and is up as much as $2 million. So right. You're very limited in the number of investors who are going to be able to buy those loans. We've also been able to fractionalize these loans, so you can have one individual trust deed that you can fractionalize to up to 10 investors. And that brings in people where your minimum investment might be $25,000 or $50,000 or $100,000. We also have mortgage funds, which are funds where small investors with as little as $5,000 can invest into our fund, and then the fund then buys multiple different trust deeds, and those trust deeds provide a return to the fund, and the fund then distributes a return to those smaller investors.
So no different than a mutual fund that has a collection of a stock portfolio.
Very similar, very similar. I mean, you invest into a fund, the fund buys a bunch of different. So it's a great way for smaller investors to get involved, as well as mitigate your risk because you're not tied to one specific trust deed.
Sure. I wanted to go a different direction as well, and I want to talk about just the character of the company. And there's that public perception. Talking about, just looking at private money or private capital or what people often call hard money. And I wanted to share this quote. This may catch you off guard, but you were talking about your company and you said, "We do good deeds while contributing to our community as a witness through example, to recognize that we are not owners of anything, but rather stewards in trust, and that the rights are much less important than the obligations." And I think that just gives a great insight to who your company is and what your culture is.
Well, we have taken a business and an industry that really has not the best reputation in the world and turned it into a viable profession where we provide great opportunities for borrowers who wouldn't normally be able to get financing for the types of properties that they're after, as well as provide a well-secured investment for investors who are seeking to get something more than 0% or 1% these people are earning on their returns today.
I mean, basically, you're the bank. Right?
Yes.
Exactly.
And you're allowing people with not so much money to play bank. And only you're the professional. You're the one that goes out. You see the houses. You know how to underwrite a file like this. And you only underwrite a file that has equity. So the market would really have to collapse at this point again, right? Which I believe personally it's already taken its biggest beating. So where the level you're lending at right now, in my opinion, is an extremely safe position to be in.
Well, we think so too. You know, staying in the better locations in Orange County and coastal Los Angeles and San Diego, and the demographics like that, as well as keeping our loan to value ratios, 60-65%. And when I say loan to value, I mean if there's a property that's worth $1 million, the most we're going to lend is going to be $600,000. So that owner of that property has a lot of skin in the game, and which creates great security for our investors.
Gabriella, I'm not letting you off the hook. We're going to get you on the mic. But KTLK listeners, you're with the Dino and Nelson Show. Show host Dino, and along with Jim Perry and Gabriella Gillis from Alliance Portfolio. This segment brought to you by Insurance Incorporated, providing a full line of auto, business, commercial, and home insurance, cutting premiums. Dino, if people want more information, they should call us at 888-814-3335 or text the word REFI to 3131. Gabriella, I got to ask, the niches in your business, I mean, where are you niched in the private money world?
Well, I think that our niche is primarily timing. A lot of people are borrowing our money because they're looking to close their loan quickly. Also, we deal with a lot of borrowers who are self-employed. We're also offering cash out. A lot of conventional lenders or institutional financing isn't offering borrowers cash out anymore. So Alliance Portfolio is providing cash out. We also are providing financing for short sales or for borrowers who have experienced a short sale or some type of a strategic default in the past. And
Gabby, just to cut you off for a second, the first one you said, I think, is, especially in today's market, one of the most important ones. And that's being able to close in a timely manner. It literally from start to finish, how long, if pushed, how long would it take you guys to close a deal?
We're usually generally less than 10 days. We've closed loans in as quick as 24 hours.
So right now in today's mortgage business, right, in big banks, you go apply for a loan and you can get your call back and everything else probably in 2 or 3 days. You guys will have funded the loan by then.
Yeah. We know generally within 30 minutes if it's a loan that we can do, if we can help that borrower out.
And especially in the landscape of today's lending. I mean, it's really phenomenal because we do have the institutional banks and the mortgage banking community that is just running very congested. And the timelines have been stretched out. Instead of in our world, a 3-week or 30-day transaction, it's going out 2 months, 2.5 months, is there's so many people that are trying to get through the same process. What about Jim, I want to ask you, what about the legislation? Is there more and more regulations like what we've seen on the traditional lending side coming in and kind of handcuffing you?
Yeah, historically, private money lending has not really been regulated so much, but over the past several years, there's been a lot of legislation regarding both borrowers and investors. And, today we've virtually been legislated out of making owner-occupied loans. Very, very difficult. But the disclosure and the reporting, we have been highly regulated. So, which is good for our company and our industry. I mean, we want to lead a good quality ship. So like for instance, we're what's called a threshold lender. That means we're big enough to be right in the middle of the radar, and we have to report every 90 days to our governing agencies.
Yeah, that's fantastic news. Dino, I think that the really interesting invitation is that the young investor coming up, somebody in their 20s and their 30s that just wants to get involved in the real estate market, they haven't been able to build the capital yet, they can get in with these mortgage pools and trust deeds as little as $5,000. I think it's an excellent opportunity.
Nelson, you're finally making some sense. I agree with you for the first time,
I love
100%.
hearing that.
And I'm a raving fan of this type of an investment. It's secured by real estate. It's something material. You can go, you can look at it, you can touch it, and if anything goes wrong, you can take it back. And this is where you have your professionals from Alliance Portfolio managing all that for you. And, if I can urge you at all if you have any kind of money, I would say this is a great investment for you, especially to a lot of the young guys that don't have a lot of money. $5,000 or more gets you in. We'll put you in touch directly with Alliance Portfolio with Jim Perry and Gabby. You can reach us at 888-814-3335. That's 888-814-3335. Or text the word Alliance to 313131. That's text the word Alliance to 313131. And thanks again to Insurance Incorporated.
Escrow Technologies has not only been a user of leading-edge technologies, but the actual developers of many leading-edge tools and processes. Our company has been a paperless operation since 2002. Every document is turned to a digital image, which has led the way to advancement in email communication and online status tracking. Give us a call, Escrow Technologies at 818-718-3020 or escrowtech.net. Escrow Technologies' history, people, experience, and tools have enabled us to advance the process of escrows of all types, including commercial and residential real estate. It also gives us specific advantages in REO and short sale escrows, of which we have extensive experience. Call Dino and Nelson's experts, Escrow Technologies, 818-718-3020. That's 818-718-3020 or escrowtech.net.
This is Nelson from the Dino and Nelson Show, and finally, a reputable legal firm. CDA Law Center, a nationally recognized nonprofit homeowner advocate, one of the most trusted firms in the country for helping consumers with their loan modification process. CDA's attorneys have decades of combined experience guiding their clients through the very complex and choppy waters of loan modification. Call 877-499-4435. 877-499-4435. Finally, honest and ethical advice to gain real results. Call CDA Law Center at 877-499-4435 or online at cdalawcenter.com.
Ever been frustrated during a real estate transaction, wondering just when you'll receive that phone call or status about your title insurance or escrow? With Title 365, consumers like you gain unprecedented access to the status of their title insurance and escrow transactions in real time. Title 365 was created with all the benefits you'd expect, so it's never been easier to download your documents, see what's outstanding, post a question, or connect with all parties online. Ask your realtor, lender, or escrow officer about Title 365 today, or visit Title365.com.
The Dino and Nelson Show is brought to you by Best Chauffeured. Best Chauffeured offers personal chauffeur services for corporate events, large and small, and all types of people, not just celebrities. So next time you just want to relax and enjoy the ride, please call on Best Chauffeured Worldwide. It's effortless transportation and first-class service every time. Call 866-323-BEST. That's 866-323-BEST or online at bestchauffeured.com. Mention KTLK's Dino and Nelson Show and receive a special discount. 866-323-BEST or online at bestchauffeured.com.
Are you looking to diversify your investment portfolio? Did you know that trust deeds have provided a better return on investment over the last 5 years compared to any other investment? Alliance Portfolio offers options to invest in trust deeds or mortgage pools. Alliance lends on high-end coastal properties in Southern California. With 60% loan to value, Alliance can assure you a very dependable investment opportunity and bring you a wealth of knowledge to make the best decisions when it comes to hard money lending. Investors, when Alliance Portfolio's job is done, your job is easy. Sit back and capitalize. Call 800-363-1456. That's 800 800-363-1456. Make certain to mention the Dino and Nelson Show when you call. 800-363-1456 or AlliancePortfolio.com.
Alliance Portfolio is a licensed real estate broker. CADRE 018688859. Broker license ID NMLS number 324460.
K-Talk AM 1150.
KTLK AM 1150.com. Sign up now to be a K-Talk AM 1150 Progressive Talker. Log on to KTLK AM 1150.com and take advantage of exclusive discounts and special offers only available to our club members. As a Progressive Talker, you'll also have access to Progressive Talk on Demand. Joining is absolutely free. Log on to KTLK AM 1150.com and become a Progressive Talker today.
KTLK listeners, you're listening to the Dino and Nelson Show. You're going to hear our program today at noon, and tomorrow again, you're going to hear the same program from 1 to 2 o'clock, so please tune in. This segment is going to be a very interesting segment. We've got a surprise celebrity. The segment is brought to you by our previous guest, by Alliance Portfolio, providing private equity finance options to invest in, trust deeds, mortgage pools. If you want information anytime during this show, you can contact us at 888-814-3335. That's 888-814-3335. Or text the word Alliance to 313131. That's Alliance to 313131. So listeners, get this. We have one of the legendary coaches in sports in studio with us. If you remember back to the 1995 NC2A basketball championships and UCLA marching through all the way to the championship, Coach Jim Harrick hoisting the trophy. Jim, welcome to the program.
Nice to be here. Nice to be here. Thank you.
You know, it's such a treat, and it's the exciting thing. I watched that whole series, that whole tournament, and everybody asks you this question, but you've got to give us a little insight to the Tyus Edney story with 4.8 seconds left. 15 steps to history. He took that inbound pass. 15 steps later, made the history books. What was it like?
Well, certainly right before that, you know, we had got down by one, and we were the number one team in the tournament and number one team in the country. And it was really an eerie feeling in my coaching career. Down at the end, 5 guys called timeout at the same time, and they turned, and they just started walking towards me, staring right down my gut, you know. and I'm thinking, wow, this is eerie, because you've been in many, many situations before, but nothing like that. But I had been through with this. We'd had this group for 3 years, so we'd been through 9, 10 different steps. But one of the best things I did, I went to a pro practice and saw them give the ball to a guy, and he had to go the length of the floor in 6 seconds and score. So we worked on that once a week, and no one could do it. I mean, I had Ed O'Bannon, all the Toby Bailey, and they'd kick it out of bounds, run a banana route, take too long, then they get down there and miss the shot. But I had this guy, Tyus Edney, zip, 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 layup. Zip layup. Let me watch him, okay? You watch him. Zip layup. Zip layup. And so I'd been watching it all year long. The guy could just do it. So when they were coming to me, I knew exactly. I'd been in a situation where I knew he could go the length of the floor. I knew they weren't going to foul him. We'd had situation. We played the Fab Five a couple of years before where Edney stole the ball to go in for a layup to win the game. In an NCAA tournament game, he dropped it to Ed O'Bannon because he's a point guard.
Right.
And they stole it and got in second overtime and beat us. And so I knew all these things. So I told everybody where to go, and then I put my arm around Ed, and I walked out to center court. We're standing at center court. I said, Tyus, do you have a crystal clear understanding of what I just said? He says, you want me to shoot the ball? I said, absolutely. And a great player made a great play. And it was a defining moment. When you coach for many, many years, it was a very defining moment, and it led to a pinnacle where not very many reach.
Yeah, no, that's the exciting thing. And you have, you know, those kinds of moments that you expose yourself to with coaching. You got into coaching. Tell us a little bit about why you got into coaching. What led you there?
Well, I'd played basketball as a young guy, and, you know, it kind of captivated you. And I felt I had a passion for it like nothing else. Probably a little crazy about it. And I was lucky enough to start at Morningside High School and just teaching and coaching. And once it gets into your bloodstream, it's like a disease. It never goes away. And I had an opportunity to go into stocks and bonds and And if I'd have done that in the 70s, by the 90s, I'd have retired. And because the 80s, the thing went crazy. But didn't and stayed with it. I've been very fortunate. I had a great run. I've told people, I drove into Los Angeles and knew nobody. And 28 years later, I became the head basketball coach at UCLA. What a country we live in. And is 660 high school coaches. And I come out of that group to be a head basketball coach at Pepperdine and UCLA, and very, very, very fortunate. So it was a great run. It's been a wonderful thing. But once you get into it, teaching and coaching is what I did, and I liked it, I enjoyed it, and I just stayed in it.
Let me ask you this question, because by your demeanor and your Southern drawl, people probably wouldn't characterize you as an adrenaline junkie, but that's what coaching is. I mean, you have those high peaks and low valleys and not too much time in between. How do you navigate that? Just the successes and the disappointments?
I hope everyone out there has an opportunity to have a mentor, a leader, a great teacher that comes into your life and elevates you to the next level and helps you get where they were. And I had that in John Wooden. I was the director of the John Wooden basketball camps. I got to know him. My fifth game as a head basketball coach in high school, I sat down in the gym and I turned around and John Wooden sitting right there, and he had just won 5 national championships. And I got to coach this game with him watching me. I mean, you got to be kidding. But we became great friends, and he was my mentor, my teacher, my leader, and the greatest human beings I've ever been around. And from him, I learned never get up and never get down.
Never get up and never get down.
And that's hard. Yeah, you really don't always do that, but you just got to forget the losses and go on and do the very best you can. And some of the best coaching jobs I've ever done weren't, the record didn't show what it was, but that's the way it is. And they always ask you, how's your team going to do? How's the 95 team do? And John Wooden's answer would be, I'll tell you in about 25 years.
Exactly. Yeah, a reflection of their character. Listeners, if you've just joined us, you're with Dino and Nelson on KTLK AM 1150. We're here with famed coach Jim Harrick from UCLA, and just sharing some stories about his basketball and coaching experience and mentoring young men. This segment's brought to you by Alliance Portfolio. If you have questions, you want to hear more about some of the investment opportunities, contact us direct, 888-814-3335. That's 888-814-3335, or text the word refi to 313131. Hey, Jim, when we're in studio together, you heard our interview with Jim Perry and Gabriella Gillis from Alliance Portfolio, and you kind of perked up a little bit.
I got a question for Jim.
Yeah, hit him.
If I give you some money, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000, $50,000, $100,000, how long is that investment for?
Well, generally, we write loans for 1 to 5 years, but most of them turn over about every 28 to 30 months. So people don't borrow our money long. They borrow it for short. And guys like Dino and Nelson usually come along and refinance and take us out, and we're on to the next transaction.
Very good answer.
And it's a secured opportunity. I think that's one of the few things that exist in today's world is that sense of security and confidence that money's not at risk, that it can't evaporate overnight. Jim, I had this other question for you, and Dino wanted to tee this up. This was one of your quotes, and I don't know if you remember the context of where you gave it, but it was about where perspective was. Dino, what was that?
There's this quote that you said. It said, praise your kids, inspire and motivate your players with praise. 10 years from now, it won't matter what your record was. Will your kids love you or hate you?
It comes back from it's amazing, it's absolutely amazing how a young person's hearing improves when he hears praise. When you praise them, you'll see them open up like flowers and bloom and blossom and develop. Nowhere in the history of the world does it give a teacher, a coach, a parent, or anyone an opportunity to dehumanize a young person. If you're in the workforce, you can often fool the people you work with. Sometimes you can even fool the people you work for, but you can never fool the people who work under you, because they And you always said you can fool a fool and you can con a con, but you can never kid a kid. So they know when you're real, when you're fair, when you're honest, when you're unfair. I mean, they read you like a book.
Sure.
So don't you try to go out there and try to fool anybody, but praise works if you try it.
Well, I read a book a while ago. I want to be a better father. I want to be as good as I can be. And I read this book, How to Raise a Millionaire. And I got some valuable lessons out of it. The main lesson was kids are extremely creative by nature, and they have the will to want to do things, to learn. And the biggest problem we have is mom and dad saying, no, you can't do it. Don't do it.
Jim, reprimand, yes, followed by praise. And if you do it by taking no, not, and never out of your vocabulary, you can almost get anything done. Because my experiences tell me every time I say no, not, and never, the young person will put his chin on his down and on his chest. But I've used many times. I've screamed and yelled, I want it done like this. And son, to make this, to err is human, to make the same mistake over and over is embarrassing. I can scream and yell all that because of their positive statements. And if you take no, not, and never out of your vocabulary as a mom and dad, boy, you're going to see a lot of things. Praise, yes. Reprimand, yes, followed by praise.
Sage advice. Jim, stay with us for a little bit. We need to take a break here for some ads, but we're with show host Dino. This is the Dino and Nelson Show, and legendary basketball coach, 1995 national champion out of UCLA, Jim Harrick. This segment brought to you by Alliance Portfolio, a direct private equity finance company providing options to invest in trust deeds, mortgage pools. It's been a great segment. I really appreciate you being here. Dino and Nelson can be reached at 888-814-3335. That's 888-814-3335. We'll be right back.
Escrow Technologies has not only been a user of leading-edge technologies, but the actual developers of many leading-edge tools and processes. Our company has been a paperless operation since 2002. Every document is turned to a digital image, which has led the way to advancement email communication and online status tracking. Give us a call, Escrow Technologies, at 818-718-3020 or escrowtech.net. Escrow Technologies' history, people, experience, and tools have enabled us to advance the process of escrows of all types, including commercial and residential real estate. It also gives us specific advantages in REO and short sale escrows, of which we have extensive experience. Call Dino and Nelson's experts, Escrow Technologies, 818-718-3020. That's 818-718-3020 or escrowtech.net. The Dino and Nelson Show is brought to you by Best Chauffeured. Best Chauffeured offers personal chauffeur services for corporate events, large and small, and all types of people, not just celebrities. So next time you just want to relax and enjoy the ride, please call on Best Chauffeured Worldwide. It's effortless transportation and first-class service every time. Call 866-323-BEST. That's 866-323-BEST or online at bestchauffeured.com. Mention KTLK's Dino and Nelson Show and receive a special discount. 866-323-BEST or online at bestchauffeured.com.
This is Nelson from the Dino and Nelson Show, and finally, a reputable legal firm. CDA Law Center, a nationally recognized nonprofit homeowner advocate, one of the most trusted firms in the country for helping consumers with their loan modification process. CDA's attorneys have decades of combined experience guiding their clients through the very complex and choppy waters of loan modification. Call 877-499-4435. 877-499-4435. Finally, honest and ethical advice to gain real results. Call CDA Law Center at 877-499-4435 or online at cdalawcenter.com.
Shopping for property insurance. What better describes summer fun, right? It can be tedious getting one quote at a time, never quite sure of the differences between each quote. Unlike agencies that represent one carrier and can only provide one quote, Insurance Incorporated has appointments with the majors, the nation's leading insurance carriers, giving you the power of choice. Insurance Incorporated agents will take the time to explain the coverage, options, and discounts available, saving you both time and money. With so many carriers to choose from, they can handle the tougher risks that other carriers can't. Call 877-898-9333 for free quotes. Remember, one of three things will happen by making this call. Insurance Inc. can save you up to 40% on your insurance, or your current agent is forced to work harder for you, or you validate the rates you currently pay are competitive. Either way, you win. Call Dino and Nelson's trusted friends at Insurance Inc. at 877-898-9333. That's 877-898-9333, or log on to insuranceinc.com.
License number 0235301. Are you looking to diversify your investment portfolio? Did you know that trust deeds have provided a better return on investment over the last 5 years compared to any other investment? Alliance Portfolio offers options to invest in trust deeds or mortgage pools. Alliance lends on high-end coastal properties in Southern California with 60% loan to value. Alliance can assure you a very dependable investment opportunity and bring you a wealth of knowledge to make the best decisions when it comes to hard money lending. Investors, when Alliance Portfolio's job is done, your job is easy. Sit back and capitalize. Call 800-363-1456. That's 800-363-1456. Make certain to mention the Dino and Nelson Show when you call. 800-363-1456. or AlliancePortfolio.com.
Alliance Portfolio is a licensed real estate broker. CADRE 018688859. Broker license ID NMLS number 324460.
Talk about everything that you care about, because one topic makes for a boring conversation. K-Talk AM 1150, the voice of reason.
What else is new?
Are you frustrated with what sounds like all mortgage radio? Record low rates, rates may not be here for long, the biggest brain freeze in the history of mankind, call cash cow now, blah, blah, blah. Call First Centennial Mortgage and speak to Dino and Nelson direct. Guess what? We answer the phone. Market-leading rates that are guaranteed and our close-on-time guarantee. This week's rates plunged again. Our 30-year fixed rates are priced in the mid-threes for conforming loan amounts up to $625,000, and in the remarkable category of jumbo financing, up to $2 million, rates below 4%. Truly exceptional opportunities, guaranteed.
Market-leading rates brought to you by Dino and Nelson from First Centennial Mortgage. They're not a call center. Call today and deal with Dino or Nelson direct at 888-814-3335. 888-814-3335. First Centennial Mortgage. Market-leading rates, guaranteed. Call 888-814-3335 or text the word REFI to 313131. First Centennial Mortgage. NMLS number 132763. All rates subject to change without notice.
KTLK listeners, you're with the Dino and Nelson Show. I'm Nelson. Dino is right next to me. We're heading into the famed Stump Dino segment. It's my favorite segment of the entire program, just after Jim Harrick's unbelievable stories that he shared with us. But Stump Dino brought to you by Best Chauffeured, worry-free and on-time limousine transportation services worldwide. Text the word limo to 313131. And listeners, if you want more information about Alliance Portfolio, about Insurance Inc., about our mortgage offerings, we've got this mortgage rates that are just unbelievable, down to the low threes now on 30-year fixed-rate money. Listeners, if you want more information, contact us at 888-814-3335. Jim, before I let you go, I wanted to just ask you, we've got this sense of pressure that's in America today. There's uncertainty. There's question marks on what's going to take place around the corner, and you've dealt with that professionally. You've had, just like you described before you called the Tyus Edney play, you had 10 eyes looking up at the size of saucers going, all right, coach, what are we going to do? But people are looking for inspiration, and they're looking for hope. What would you tell homeowners out there today that are, sharing that same angst, not on the basketball court, but just in life?
Well, certainly, life is made up of the choices that you make. And, I hope that you evaluate the choices and look at it deeply, especially, certainly with your young people. When you're a Dino and you got your kids, you want to make sure you help and are involved in some of the choices that they make. I always label it like you got a soft hand in the middle of the back, and maybe you can maneuver and push. But if you push too hard, they'll fall down. If you push too easy, you have no effect on them. But and as far as out there in the world today, boy, I tell you, it's a tough world. I got 3 sons, all in the business world, and all make money on commission only. And I got to hear from them almost weekly about how hard it is out there. And, I tell them to stay the course, certainly work hard. Used to be you could make money from 9 to 5, but now you got to make money from 5 to 9.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's no getting around hard work, is there?
Yeah, hard work. The only place you find success before work is in the dictionary. And the guys that work hard and get it done and stay the course. And, I certainly, from my standpoint, if I got a person, if I've got them a long period of time, I give them a daily shot of motivation. Every day of a moment, I call it my moment of motivation. If I got my team, I'll give them inch by inch, life's a cinch, yard by yard, life is hard. But if you only have them, over a short period of time, then, you just stay with the course and always want to be practiced, planned, and prepared for anything that happens. And if you are, then there comes in your lifetime a very special moment when you're figuratively tapped on the shoulder and offered a unique thing suited to you and fit to your talents. What a tragedy if that moment finds you unqualified or unprepared for the task. And you always want to be ready. And with your children, you want to be involved in the choices that they make. And you sit down with them and you communicate, you have meetings with them, you have one-on-ones with them, and you hope and pray that you get it done, because it's like medicine. It's not it's a science that is not.
Exactly.
You do the very best you can.
One of the other real important factors that I believe to be true is also who you let your children hang out with.
Absolutely. It goes back to choices. It goes back to choices that young people make.
Right. Yeah. Wise advice. Coach, thanks for being with us. KTLK listeners, you're with Dino and Nelson, and we've been spending some time with Jim Harrick, the national champion basketball coach with UCLA in 1995. Jim, we really appreciate your advice and time here today. Thank you.
Thanks,
My
Coach.
pleasure to be with you.
So, listeners, you're listening to the Dino and Nelson Show. The segment brought to you by Best Chauffeur. This is the Stump Dino segment. And, Dino, it's interesting because I'm looking at a lot of things that Coach said, and dang it, I got to compliment you because you do a lot of these things in terms of being prepared. This not working 9 to 5, but 5 to 9, and nobody wants to spend their entire life at work, but you're committed. And I think that reveals itself with your customers in terms of when they call you, they don't get a voicemail, they don't get an assistant, they don't get a call center, they get Dino.
Well, and I just told this to somebody the other day. I said the reason why my customers or my clients are happy with me is because I call them before they need to call me.
Totally makes sense.
Yeah.
So let me ask you the same question. This is going to be in the Stump Dino segment, but I just want to get your feedback in terms of now being in the real estate market and hearing the stress from the dads out there that are trying to hold on to homes and the worry and moms out there that are trying to figure out what to do for their family. The kids are going, hey, Dad, are we going to be able to live here? You're coaching your customers. What are you telling them? How are you keeping them inspired?
Well, it's tough. Every situation. I just spoke to one last week where the man's made a lot of money. He's done a lot for his kids, and the 2 youngest ones are starting to graduate high school now, and he needs college funds, he needs this and that, and he's on the verge of losing his house, and he sounded so depressed, and he called me, we talked, and I said there's a number of things you can do. The number one thing is don't give up. The number 2 thing is have faith and move forward.
Right.
Let's figure it out before it figures you out.
And this is something, listeners, that we talk about in terms of all the situations. Life isn't lived in a straight line, and we encourage whatever the specific issue is, whether it's a life issue or a mortgage issue, stare out the windshield at the future, glance at the past. Don't get stuck trying to drive the car looking in the rearview mirror because it's going to crash. And so this is kind of the theme behind our advice throughout this week. Listeners, you're listening to the Dino and Nelson Show. We've had Jim Perry, Gabriella Gillis from Alliance Portfolio. We have Coach Jim Harrick, Dino and Nelson. We're here to serve in that context, bringing light to accurate information, whether it's real estate or encouragement or inspiration. You can contact us direct, 888-814-3335. That's 888-814-3335. If you want any information that you've heard on the show, you can also text the word REFI to 313131. We'll talk to you next week.